All right, race fans, welcome to TurnLeft TV. Be ready for some high-speed action tonight. Step on the gas. All right, race fans, welcome to Slovakiaring. This is TurnLeft TV, and I'm your host, Heath Johnson. Sim Racing Mania heads to Slovak for race number 6 in that Hypercar World Series. It's a big one. 3 races to go, and Luis Moreno has a 40-point lead on the field. Can anybody catch him? Tonight could be the night to make a run. Who's going to take home the victory? Who's going to make a run at him? You're going to have to hang out here and find out right here on TurnLeft TV. Well, it's Slovakiaring, a great racetrack, a lot of fun. Could get a little bit airborne tonight. It's Sim Racing Mania. All right, thanks so much for joining us here on TurnLeft TV. I'm your host, Heath Johnson, and we are in the qualification session. So it's race number 6 in this 2020 Hypercar World Series Championship. Right now the top time is Luis Moreno, 144.528. Javier Conti is second, Thomas Golab third, Danielle Vidimari is fourth, and Liam Rance shown in fifth. At about 1:30 left here in the qualification session. We'll take a look at the track here at Slovakiaring, located in Orachova. I think that's what it is, Slovakia. Just a shad under 6 kilometers in length, 14 turns. And there are a couple hills here, like that one right there, you can get airborne over. So that one's definitely going to be one to watch. It's a fun track, man. A lot of fun. Very wide track here, a lot of room. But again, some elevation changes there, sudden elevation changes. Little bunny hops. We'll call them bunny hops. Should make things a little bit interesting. Point standings coming into tonight. There you go, man. You got your magnifying glass. Luis Moreno has a 40-point lead over Danielle Vidimari. Paul Holt sits in third. Liam Rance is fourth. Joost van der Steren sits in the 5th position. Giacomo Lapadula, Tommy Jansen, Stefano De Nadal, Lorenzo Capolini, and Michael Brooks rounding out the top 10. If you couldn't see the whole field there's the top 20. Take a look at those. So if you're going to make a run, man, you got to do it now, because Luis got a pretty comfortable lead right now. He's going to have some bad luck, and you're going to have some real good luck to be able to make a run here. But a couple guys maybe in striking distance if they just have phenomenal last 3 races. But Luis Moreno does not make a lot of mistakes. That is for sure. Take a look at the schedule. Of course, 3 races to go, including tonight's Slovakiaring. Next week, we got Portimao, 25 Feb. and Imola finishing out the season there on March the 3rd. So we're winding it down, man, definitely on the back half of this season, and it has been a great one. Excited for these last 3 races. Excited and a little bittersweet for me, man. It's one of those things where you don't want it to end, you know. And I want to say thank you so much for coming out to the YouTube channel and checking out TurnLeft TV. Hey, how about YouTube, man, of changing their sign-in procedures there? Turds. But thanks so much for coming out. If you like what you're seeing, please hit that thumbs up button. You can share these videos with all your friends and any social media platform where you can share YouTube videos. Oh, look at that, man. The subscribe button's moved. Son of a biscuit eater. Make sure you hit the subscribe button there and the bell that's not on that screen because I'm signed out now. And then there is a donation button there in the banner of the channel. So if you'd like to make a donation through PayPal, you can make a donation. Easy peasy. Get some folks joining us here in the chat, man. James Coe, Alex Clapano. Man, a lot of Luis Moreno fans here tonight. He's a popular guy. So, did Thomas Golab get the pole? Oh my gosh, he did. Thomas Golab starts up front there. Luis Moreno second. Javier Conti is third. Daniel Vidamari is going to start in the 4th position. Giacomo Lapadula 5th. Liam Rance 6th. Paul Holt is 7th. Giacomo Tori 8th. Tani Jansen 9th. And Andre Rosu starts in 10th. Forever Westlife there, rooting on Michael Brooks, fan club there. Last week's winner was Paul Holt in a rainy race at Mount Panorama. That is Bathurst. Man, this thing was a blood bath. How about blood Bathurst? That's what we're going to call it, man. It was a narrow track, a lot of walls, heavy rain, and slick conditions. But Paul Holt comes away with a race victory. Congratulations to him on a big race win. So there's a podium there. You see Paul Holt, Danielle Vidamari, Tani Jansen, 1, 2, 3 last week at Mount Panorama. Make sure the side-by-side is working. I think it is. Looks like we're good to go. Get the track map. I got that working there, hopefully, once it kicks in. There we go. That one, for some reason, wants to bag out on me. Also, if you like what you're seeing, you can also click on the link down in the description of this channel and follow that to the Fanatec website there and help me out there. If you're interested in purchasing some sim racing equipment, give those guys a look and follow that link before you buy. Always appreciate all the support. People going and checking out the equipment that those folks have. Love the direct drive wheel that I have, and the GT2 BMW wheel rim, the shifter, and the V3 inverted pedals. That's what got me started with the pedals. And then saved up my cash and went all in. And I very much enjoy racing with a direct drive wheel. I can tell you, it is awesome. It is awesome. Hey, coming up tomorrow night, man, we'll be at Iowa Speedway in the Ironman Racing Series, 150 lapper. It's race number 3 in that first season of 2020, Season A. 157 laps from Iowa. And man, these 2 races we've had with the Ironman Racing Series have been doozies. A lot of strategy going on here with the tire rule. You get 12 tires throughout the course of the race, up to you how you use those, and that does really add to the flavor of the racing. So it's a lot of fun. We had almost a photo finish last week. What will it be this week at Iowa? Find out tomorrow right here on TurnLeft TV at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. About 6 minutes left to go here in the warm-up session. And again, tonight is Slovakiaring. '60-minute race, of course. Race number 6. Could be a big one. A lot of passing opportunities at this track, so excited to see what's in store here. Again, thanks so much for coming in. Had a lot of fun doing this, and I'm hearing rumor mill is there may be a broadcast overlay feature coming soon from Studio 397. Might be put me out of business. I don't know. Set up our replay here real quick. That's not what we want. Oh, there we go. We get Luis Moreno in the kitty litter. Not going to see that too often, that's for sure. So I think we're good to go on the replay. Airborne. Couple of hills here that you can get airborne over. We'll on board here with Andre Rousseau as he's going to get airborne over this one. That wasn't too bad. Joseph van der Sterren hanging that car out there. So about 3 minutes left to go here in the warm-up session. And we got 60 minutes of pain. These guys are going to get after it, that's for sure. I want to send out thoughts and prayers to Ryan Newman, NASCAR driver. Actually went to college just right up the road here from me here in Indiana, United States, and seriously injured in last night's NASCAR race, Daytona 500, and praying for speedy recovery for him. thoughts and prayers go out to Ryan and his family right now. Always hate to see that. I was talking to Adam Karkazeski last night while all that was going on, and you know, we were both kind of sick to our stomach there, thinking about, you know, what the, you know, sort of a worst case scenario, and man, you know, I think heavens looks like he's going to be okay, and you know, we hope for a speedy recovery. But anytime you see something like that happen, and in the racing community, we know it's a dangerous sport. And I know all these sim racers, they're huge race fans too, and probably thinking about Ryan right now. Yeah, about a minute left here. So getting ready to get real busy. Who's going to take home the victory here tonight? Well, I'll tell you what. I am going to throw my cards on Danielle Vitamari. So get your picks in now. Get your picks in now. Here in Michael Brooks, maybe. A lot of Luis Moreno fans. Both those are great picks. Michael Brooks, I'll tell you, man, he gets a lot of practice in, so. I need a DJ. Liam Rance. Oh, who chose Liam Rance? Who was that guy that chose? Oh, my God. Must be another guy named Liam Rance. He's certainly not going to pick himself, is he? All right, man. Liam Rance is picking Liam Rance. Here we go, boys and girls. Getting ready to make it happen. Well, Thomas Golab is our pole sitter here, starting up front. Luis Moreno starting in the second position. Look at that pace game. Javier Conti going to start in that third position. Starting in fourth, my pick, the chickens. Look at the chickens on the side. It's the chicken. Danielle Vitamari. Giacomo Lapadula starts in the fifth position. Liam Rance. Liam Rance is picked to win. Starts in that sixth position. Paul Holt starts in seventh. Giacomo Ettore starts in the eighth position. In ninth is Tani Jansen. And rounding out the top 10 is Andre Rousseau. We need a full pace lap so I can get all these people in. All right, boys and girls. It is that time. It's race time. We've waited a week for it. So hopefully the stream's looking okay to everybody. Let me know if you're on the chat session, if everything's not up to speed. So just get settled in here and try to survive the chaos of the start. And here we go. Thomas Golab on the gas. Luis Moreno just behind him. Javier Conte in third. Danielle Vitamari in fourth. Giacomo Lapadula in fifth. Man, Thomas Golab, did he get off to a big start. You know, he's going to be a factor to win, too. Thomas Golab leading him around the turn here, and everything looks to be pretty good so far. No rain, so, oh man, a little bit wide right there, but no rain, so that's good news. Take a look at Javier Conti in third, over the hill, just behind Luis Moreno in second. Thomas Golab just up there in the lead, so pretty tight right now in this first lap. Liam Rance here running in the 6th position. In nose to tail here, pretty tight. Start weeding them out here pretty soon. Andrew Holm, Andre Rosu, pretty tight here. This is 10th position, 9th and 10th. Let's see if we can't pick up that pass there. Andre Rosu might have, right there is that pass as Andrew Holm goes by Andre Rosu and picks up the 9th spot. Picks up the 10th spot, looks like. Golab continuing the lead. Luis Moreno goes a little wide there on that turn. Looks a little bit of a understeer right now of Luis Moreno. Running in that 2nd position. Javier Conti running in 3rd. Daniel Vidamari is 4th. Giacomo Lapadula is 5th. And here's a look out of the back of Luis Moreno's car at Javier Conti. Battle's heating up there for that 3rd position. Airborne there is Luis Moreno. Hey, wow, man, everybody's sort of being pretty good here, pretty friendly as Alexander Wilson's come around. So he spun his car around. So I think Alexander Wilson has come around there. So Sancho, there is Angel Sancho getting off track. Running in the 24th position. Michael Brooks here making a move on Peter Lane, who gets off track. Joost van der Steren is going to try to follow him through. This is Peter Lane and Joost van der Steren down the front stretch. Side by side, he's going to take over that spot. So Joost van der Steren gets around Peter Lane, who had a little bit of trouble there getting through the turn. He got off track and gave up 2 positions. Michael Brooks and Joost van der Steren picking up those spots, and now Peter Lane back in 17th. Take a look at this again. This is out of the front of Michael Brooks' machine. You see Peter Lane there getting off track, and then just behind as he gets back out on track, and you see Joost van der Steren is laser focused on getting around him down that front stretch. Everybody being pretty friendly right now as Thomas Golab is the race leader. Luis Moreno is 2nd. Somebody's got to tell me I got to switch that tower right there. Here we go. Yes, the cars are definitely really going airborne. Possible to pass with these cars. Seen a lot of passing in this season. It's just this track, man. There's a lot of opportunity to be able to recover from an error. So it's pretty forgiving. That's probably the best way to put that. Lorenzo Capolini trying to make a move here. Oh, contact right there. Lorenzo Capolini Man, there's a little bit of contact there, it looked like, with Massimo Martin and Lorenzo Cappellini. Look at this again. So Cappellini there in that black car, and contact between he and Massimo Martin, I think. Paul Holt and Daniele Vittimari battling for position. Side by side, Daniele Vittimari going to try to pick up a spot here. Paul Holt, Giacomo Ettore also in this. Paul Holt off track into the kitty litter. Oh, we've got a big wreck behind. Huge wreck behind here. Andrew Holm in the fence. Man, that got serious right there. Daniele Vittimari. Take a look here. This is Daniele Vittimari here making a move on Paul Holt into the turn. Oh, some contact right there. Paul Holt gets into Daniele Vittimari, gives up a spot. Giacomo Ettore gets by. And then I think that was a separate incident. Andrew Holm coming around. Take a look out of the front of this is on board here with Giacomo Ettore. To see contact right there, and Giacomo Ettore is going to slip by, and then Andrew Holm, that's just a separate incident. Maybe just trying to get on the binders, expecting, try to avoid getting into some of those guys. Andre Rousseau getting by as well. Take a look and see what happened to Andre. So Andrew Holm here. He just, he gets wide in that turn. He gets into the kitty litter, and then, that's a hard front end contact. More, see Lorenzo Cappellini getting back off track there as Peter Lane getting that spot back. How about that, Peter Lane getting that spot back. Take a look at that pass again here as you see Cappellini coming back out on track. And Peter Lane there getting by as Cappellini getting things straightened back up. Mario Saliba, Lorenzo Finetto battling for position. Oh man, did he dive bomb that into the turn or what? He's going to end up losing a spot here. Dino Faldetta getting by. Mario Saliba, man, he dive bombed into the turn. And Lorenzo Finetto, look at that, man. Dive bomb right into the turn. He's going to overshoot. What a horrible corner entry out there for him. And he's going to give up a spot. So not only does he get that spot back, but now he loses another spot. Dino Faldetta moves up. Dino Faldetta now off track here. Dino Faldetta picked up a spot now, misses this turn, gets into the kitty litter. Oh, there's contact right there. Valerito Margarito, I think. This is Antonello Mastro as he's trying to get by. There might be some contact right here. Oh, Valerito hanging on. With contact with Dino Faldetta. That was Antonello Mastro there. Here's Valerio Margarito. Watch this. He's gonna make this move, and Dino goes around, facing the other way. Joost van der Ster and Peter Lane battling for position. Peter Lane back out off the track again. He picked up those spots and now gives them back as Joost van der Ster picks up 14th position. And so Cappellini following him through. These guys are starting to get a little chippy. Here. It is hard to concentrate, man. That is a gaggle of cars right there, too. Massimo Martin, Joost van der Ster, Lorenzo Cappellini, and Peter Lane, all tight. Alexander Wilson getting by Dino Faldetta. Dino Faldetta, I think, might have some little bit of damage he's dealing with now. That 23 car right now shown in 24th position. Back up here up front, it is Thomas Golab. A 2-second lead. Super difficult to pass with dirty air. It's pretty easy to pass if the guy ahead of you goes into the kitty litter. Makes it a little bit easier. Lively chat there. So right now Thomas has a 2-second lead over Luis Moreno. Giacomo Lapadula is in third. Liam Rance fourth. Danielle Vitamari is fifth. Massimo Martin and Michael Brooks battling for position here. This is for the 12th spot. Massimo Martin picks up that spot. Michael Brooks back to 15th. Guys, it is really, really forgiving here, and you're seeing guys that are able to really dive bomb it into the turns. There's a lot of room through the turns, side-by-side racing there, so that makes things a little bit better here. Lorenzo Capolini, he has had an eventful evening. A little bit wide. Oh, man, he misses that turn just a little bit and comes around. If you hang on to it. Man, he hangs on. How in the world did he straighten that car out? Peter Lane all over the back of him right now. My heavens, that car was wrecked. Capolini right now holding on to that 15th position. Popping wheelies over the turn. Take a look at our side-by-side view. We get the race leader up in that top left frame. Down in that lower right frame, we have our third place car, Giacomo Lapadula. Somebody got to tell me I got to switch the tower. I got to switch the tower, man. There we go. See, Lapadula there is about 5.5, almost 6 seconds back. Roughly around 5.5 seconds back. Luis Moreno is about just a shad under 2 seconds back. 1.5 to 2 seconds back there from Thomas Golab. They're going to have to make a pit stop here, so that's something to think about too, is how easily you get on and off pit lane. How late do you, or when do you time that pit stop too? That's another factor you got to think about. Hopefully you guys like that side-by-side view. Massimo Martin, man, we've had he's had an eventful night too. Oh man, I think he was thought he was going to run up onto the back of. Not sure who that was here. We'll have to take a look. See if we. Oh man, he hits a sign. My heavens, that sign's flying everywhere. Don't get hit. Don't hit a fan. Coming out of a porta-john. See Stefano De Nadal, and looked like he just thought he was going to run into the back of him, and he misses the turn as a result, and makes a correction there. Now he's trying to get back out on track, and he's going to run over one of these signs here, I think. Oh, some contact right there. He's trying to get back out on track, and he's getting freight trained. He knocks that sign over the wall. Lorenzo Capolini and Joost van der Schaeren battling for position. Into the turn, Lorenzo Capolini on the inside line. Tell you what, man, you open it up, and there's some opportunity there. Joost van der Schaeren trying to fight back. Michael Brooks, Peter Lane in this mix as well. Holy Toledo, that's some racing. Andre Rousseau trying to make a move here. Oh, a little bit of understeer, and then he caught it, and the thing then came around on him. Andre Rousseau off track. Loses a couple positions there. now back to the 10th spot. Watch this. Javier Conti going to get by. You see Andre Rosu coming off track right there, and Javier getting by. There's Andre Rosu trying to dig himself out of the sand. Antonello Mastro. See Lorenzo Finetto off track. Antonello Mastro trying to pick up a spot, and he does. So he's now up to the 20th position as Lorenzo Finetto loses 2 spots. Now back to 22nd position as Valerio Margarito gets by. Tony Jansen here having a good night in that 7th position. In the middle of this gaggle of cars here, running right behind Giacomo Ettore, who's in 6th. Daniel Vitamari in 5th. Liam Rance 4th. Giacomo Lapadula in 3rd. And that is a tight battle there. And then don't forget what's behind. Paul Holt and Javier Conti right there as well. So we have really about 3 through 9th all within a stone's throw of each other. This battle, Danielle Vitamari and Liam Rance. Oh, Danielle Vitamari there going over to the other side of the hill. So see if that doesn't give him a little advantage. Vitamari running in the 5th position. And that battle, I'll tell you what, for 6th spot is starting to tighten up here a little bit. Is Giacomo Ettore and Connie Jansen starting to get a little frisky. Ettore there, a little bit different entry into that turn. See Vitamari and Liam Rance battling for position 2 as they come around, coming down that front stretch. Good battling here. Vitamari once around Liam Rance in the worst way right now. Liam Rance running in. He's got 4th position. Vitamari running in 5th. Every time he makes a run at him, Liam Rance slams the door. Good point there. James Coe says everybody from the top 5 basically all running the same lap times. And I think, it is hard to pass here. You got to really kind of think about where you want to set that pass up, and you got to hit all those marks on your way to that spot. And those guys are nose to tail. One guy makes a mistake, and they're all going to freight train going by if he's at the front of the field, in front of this pack anyway. Take it Luis Moreno here running in the 2nd position. He's 2 seconds behind Thomas Golab. Mr. Consistency here as he is our leader in points. I think at this point here he just has to have really good finishes and nobody's going to be able to make a run at him. Consistent races, stay out of trouble, avoid that lap traffic disaster that looms out there for some of those guys. He's going to have his championship sewn up, but anything can happen at one of these tracks. You can miss a turn, you can have a bad pit stop, you can get into somebody in the lap traffic, and could ruin your night. The good thing about this track, as I said, is it's very forgiving. If you get off track, you're not necessarily in the wall. You're just in the kitty litter, or you're off into the grass there a little bit. Dino Faldetta and Lorenzo Finetto, I believe. That's Angel Sancho, looks like. Dino Faldetta right now running in that 23rd position as looked like Lorenzo Fanatec might have been off track there. Take a look. Yeah, Lorenzo Fanatec goes off track, smacks the wall. And he's trying to get this car straightened back up, get out of the kitty litter here, and he's going to lose some positions. As Dino Faldetta going to go by, Angel Sancho also going by. So Dino Faldetta has also had some trouble there a little bit later after this. Javier Conti picking up a spot here as I think Liam Rance in the grass or in the sand here. See what happened to Liam Rance. Might have been some contact. Oh, it looked like he warped right there. I think he warped. He warped backwards here. Let's take a look at this again. I think he warped right here. Yeah, he warps backwards. That car's airborne. Yeah, he warped backwards. Oh, what a tough break there as Giacomo Ettore just ahead, and Liam Rance, actually that was Daniele Vitamari was just ahead. And those guys are going to get by him, so he's had some bad luck. And that can happen. That's another thing, I didn't mention, but it's something to think about here as a factor about the Lorenzo Fanatec and Angel Sancho battling for position. Lorenzo really drove that car into the turn and overdrove, and he's in the sand now as Angel Sancho picks up a spot. Lorenzo Cappellini, Stefano De Nadal. This is for the 11th spot. Lorenzo Cappellini drives that car into the turn. Oh, he's going to get crossed over. Some contact right there. Stefano De Nadal crosses him over. Breaking ankles. All right, I'm throwing some basketball references in there. How about that, man? That was a little sequence right there. Let's take a look at this again as Lorenzo Cappellini really drives this car into the turn. And he's going to miss this turn. He's on the brakes, and Stefano crosses him over. Gives him a little kiss on the way by. How about that, man? That's some great racing right there. And then Michael Brooks, he's in this mix too. He's watching this action, and he says, hey, oh, see Stefano, he crossed him over, and then he comes down pit lane. I'll cross you over, and then I'm going to pit my car. Michael Brooks picking up that spot. I don't get that. That's just a racer, and Stefano, man, he just says, you pass me, I'm going to pass you back. Good look at Mario Saliba. Right now running in the 17th position. Alexander Wilson. Into the turn, a little bit wide into this turn. Well, he's in the kitty litter here. Not into the wall. That's good news for Alexander. He's going to lose some spots here, but nonetheless, getting that car back out on track. Lorenzo Cappellini. Pick up a spot here as I think Daniele Vitamari might have made a pit stop. I think Vitamari might have made a pit stop here. He's given up some spots, so he's come down pit lane, and now he's back off pit lane. And here's Peter Lane. Speaking of lanes, here's Peter Lane, and Peter Lane a little bit too far on the inside there. We'll call that a little. We'll call that a sissy spin. Oh, that got painful. That got painful right there. Joost van der Sterren comes flying around that turn and had nowhere to go. He's trying to get through. Oh, and contact for Joost van der Sterren. Take a look at this again here as he's going to end up hitting right there, hitting Peter Lane. And just catches that rear quarter and spins around. Now he's got some damage he's going to be dealing with. Now, what a tough break there. See Stefano and Lorenzo on pit lane. Stefano De Nadal. Lorenzo Fanatec's on pit lane as well. Andre Rousseau, Paul Holt, Paul Holt, I think, has come on pit lane. Andre Rousseau still out on track, so we're seeing a lot of pit stops right now. Daniel Vidimari's made his pit stop. He's back out on track. And that is not the race leader there. We've got to take that graphic off. That's the problem with using all this eye candy. Oh, it's like Vidimari there came off track. Go back up here with Thomas Golab is the race leader. That lead has diminished a little bit, so you're down to about 1.7 seconds. I think it was up to 2 seconds there earlier. Giacomo Lapadula is in the third position. Tommy Jansen fourth. Giacomo Ettore is fifth. Antonello Mastro on pit lane. Peter Lane. Pit stop as well. Thomas Golab, our race leader, coming down pit lane. Could be a big one here as Thomas Golab on pit lane. It's going to give the race lead to Luis Moreno. So Luis Moreno is a race leader here as Thomas Golab now finishing up his pit stop and coming back out on track off pit lane. Do not speed. minutes, 31 minutes left to go. Just over 30 minutes. 31 minutes, sorry about that. As you see Thomas Golab still coming down pit lane there now. Entering the track. Thomas is now shown in the 11th position. So Luis Moreno not made a pit stop yet. Here's our race leader, Tony Jansen, shown in second. Guys knocking some cones over there. Take a look at Tony Jansen here. He's about 9 seconds down in the second position. Giacomo Ettore is third. Javier Conti fourth. Giacomo Lapadula is fifth. Take a look at Massimo Martin. Running in the 16th position. He is the last car on the lead lap, and number 3 car. Andre Rousseau picking up a spot as Giacomo Lapadula on pit lane. Giacomo making the pit stop here with just under 30 minutes left to go. Coming back out off track after making pit stop here. Daniel Vidimari, Mario Saliba. Oh, contact there. Mario Saliba and Daniel Vidimari get together. Vidimari off track here as he's trying to recover. Looks like he keeps that car straight. How in the world did that happen? How in the world? Take a look at this on board here with Daniel Vidimari. There's going to be a little bit of contact, and he is going to be working that wheel. He keeps that car straight. That is just great driving there, man. He is really cranking on that wheel to get that car straightened back up. What a great job by Daniel Vidimari. Hanging on to that car, keeping that thing from coming all the way around. He's in the 12th position. Mario Saliba in 11th. I think Mario Saliba is going to be coming down pit lane. Actually, he does. Thomas Golab picking up a spot there as Mario Saliba is on pit lane now. Actually, it looked like he just lost some spots. Those guys went around him. He might have been off track there. Luis Moreno on pit lane. Andre Rosu on pit lane. There goes Luis Moreno right there flying by on pit lane. So the race leader making some service here as Tony Jansen now moves to the race lead. So Luis Moreno has taken service, now back out on track. Tony Jansen is the race leader. Javier Conti is second. Giacomo Ettore third. Lorenzo Cappellini is fourth. Michael Brooks is fifth. Take a look at Michael Brooks here, running in that fifth position in the 6 car. Man, that car is a little bit of oversteer through the turn. Having a pretty good night. Michael Brooks in 6th. Tony Jansen continuing to lead. Down the front stretch here on board with Tony Jansen. See, there's a lot of room here, room to breathe on this track, unlike what we saw last week at Mount Panorama. You got walls to the left, walls to the right, and it was a wet track, so made it even more narrow, so to speak. Michael Brooks on pit lane as well. So he's taking service here with a little over 26 minutes left to go. Take a look at Giacomo Ettore here running in the 3rd position. Giacomo is 4 seconds, just a little under 4 seconds off the race lead. You're going to start seeing a whole heck of a lot of passing going on, I think. Look at this, Paul Holt. Mario Saliba. Paul Holt making that pass. Mario Saliba now back to the 12th position. Actually looks like Mario is in 11th. Paul Holt's in 10th. Paul Holt there getting off track a little bit. And the Alfa Amari and Josef van der Sterren battling for position. Amari into the turn, getting around Josef van der Sterren. Picking up a spot. Javier Conti. As Tony Jansen goes off, our race leader comes off track. Tony Jansen missed that turn, and Javier Conti now the race leader. Take a look and see what happened. This is Tony Jansen, the race leader. As he just misses his turn, he gets those back tires into the kitty litter, and then it's all she wrote there as far as that goes. Now, fortunately, no damage to that car, but off the track and loses a couple positions. Holy Toledo. On board here, watch this. This is on board with Javier Conti. You see Tony Jansen getting off track right there, and then Giacomo Ettore also getting by. Lorenzo Cappellini gets by as well. That's how quickly things can change. Lorenzo Finetto. Angel Sancho. Oh, he gets into the back of Angel Sancho and spins that car. Not into anything other than getting into the back of Angel Sancho. Watch this. A little kiss here. And it's going to end up biting him. He gets into the back of Angel Sancho, and then it upsets the balance of that car, and he comes around. Not all the way around, so unfortunately missed those barriers there as well. Paul Holt trying to pick up a spot. Looks like Tony Jansen now he's trying to pick up the spot because Tony Jansen on pit lane. Tony Jansen says, I need to make a pit stop here. How about this? Paul Holt battling Joost van der Steren, who had gotten that spot back. He is all over the back of Joost van der Steren right now. What a good battle between the two of those guys. Joost van der Steren, Paul Holt. Paul Holt into the turn. Tony Jansen locks him up going into the turn and leaves an opening for Paul Holt, and he makes that pass. Tony Jansen back out on track. He gets by Mario Saliba, who's come around. Mario Saliba, I think, had some trouble here. Watch this. He gets off track right there. Oh, my God, that is a hard lick. Man, I think it knocked him out. He backed into the other wall there. That rattled his cage. It rattled my cage. What's this, man? He's gonna miss this turn here, and then he's gonna get straight into the wall. He is airborne there with the left side, and then, oh my God, right into the tire wall, and then rattles his cage, so he backs it into the other wall on the opposite side of the track. Wow. Andrew Holm. Lorenzo Moreno. Luis Moreno. I call him Lorenzo. Luis Moreno on Andrew Holm battling for a spot. I think Luis Moreno just continuing to move back up through that field as Andrew Holm. He's had some trouble here. Take a look at him, and that 5 car, and he hits in the same spot. My gosh. Lorenzo Fanatec trying to squeak through. Lorenzo Fanatec gets off track. Holy Toledo. Did you see that? Lorenzo Fanatec now coming down pit lane. How did Lorenzo Fanatec keep from hitting him? I don't have any clue. Andre Holm, watch this, man. He's going to get wide here and just get into the tire barrier, and then almost gets tagged right here by Lorenzo Fanatec. He ends up smacking the wall right there, but at least he misses. Oh, and then he gets into the inside. Cars trying to go by and avoid. Man. Look at Paul Holt picking up a spot here. He's now up to the 4th position. Go up here to Thomas Golab, Luis Moreno, this battle for the lead. These guys keeping it between the lines. Thomas Golab, Luis Moreno, I tell you what, Luis Moreno is hounding Thomas Golab right now. He is all over the back of Thomas Golab, getting in his head. Luis Moreno running in the 2nd position. You're looking at 1-2. On board here with Luis Moreno running in 2nd. Thomas Golab is our race leader, airborne. Somebody already took out the cones, so don't have to worry about that. Take a look at Thomas Golab. Just a little over 19 minutes left to go. Doing the side-by-side view. We're on board on that lower right frame with our 2nd place car, Luis Moreno. Thomas Golab in that top left frame, the race leader. Starting to run into some more lap traffic here. That may come into play. Thomas Golab wants to get away here tonight with a win. He has had a tough season. So far, just a little under 19 minutes left to go, and he is all business. Like we've seen in the past with Thomas, is it just seems like things go bad in a hurry for him. Just got to keep an eye on the prize here. Luis Moreno, you know, is not going to make any mistakes. And this is a tight battle, less than a second. Luis Moreno starting to inch a little bit closer. That lap traffic may come into play here. As Thomas Golab trying to navigate through some of this lap traffic. That is Andrew Holm there just ahead. That's our 15th place car. Just ahead of Thomas Golab right now, the race leader, but Luis Moreno is there. Down the front stretch here. You know, Thomas wants to try to get around this lap traffic, put a little bit of cushion between him and that second place car. Luis Moreno is right there in his zip code. Paul Holt shown in that second position. He is 17, almost 18 seconds down. Kind of out there by himself there a little bit. Fourth place is Danielle Vitamari. Danielle is shown 18 seconds back. Tommy Jansen in fifth. Giacomo Ettore, Giacomo Lapadula, the G&G team. Sixth and seventh. Take a look at the Valerio Margarito. Love the paint scheme on that car, man. That's just an awesome looking scheme. He is running in the 21st position. Antonello Mastro, Mario Saliba battling for a spot. Mario Saliba going to pick up that position. Now moves up to 19th. Antonello Mastro is in 20th. Danielle Vitamari here running in that fourth position. Tell you what, man, so far, Danielle Vitamari, Thomas Golab has been able to maintain serve. A little over 15 minutes left to go, and he's opening that gap just a little bit on Luis Moreno. Now these guys, man, I mean, these guys are just all business. They put a lot of laps in. I mean, you're talking about an enormous amount of talent in the first place, but they put a lot of laps in, with a lot of practice. They know setting their cars up, but they know each and every one of these tracks intimately when they come to this for race day. They are fully prepared. And, you know, these guys at the top of the game. I'm talking about race car drivers. Oh, man, did Luis Moreno close in on Thomas Golab in a hurry right there, or what? Luis Moreno got a run on him and was all over the back of him. Andrew Holm has a bird's eye seat for this. A front row seat, I should say, for that battle there. That's 1-2 just out of the front of this 15th place car of Andrew Holm. There's a lot of Latinized names there too, so we'll call him Andrew. Mario Saliba trying to get around Lorenzo Fanetto. Lorenzo Fanetto down to the inside line as Mario Saliba gets by. picks up the 18th position. Lorenzo back to 19th. Valerio Margarito trying to pick up a spot here as I think Dino Faldetta has come down pit lane. So Dino Faldetta on pit lane here late in this race. Make a pit stop. Back up here with that race leader, Thomas Golan. Luis Moreno is second. Paul Holt shown in that third position. Daniel Fedamari is fourth. Tommy Jansen fifth. With about 13 minutes, just a little under 13 minutes left to go. Everybody's sort of gotten what they got right now. Not a lot of passing here. Everybody's sort of settled in, trying to make a run here toward the finish. And I would have to believe that Luis Moreno is going to make another charge here toward Thomas Golan. Takes his one little slip, one little lap car, catching him in the wrong spot. I should say in a bad spot. Got to hand it to Andrew Holm there, running in the 15th position. He's really kept serve with these guys. Oh, wow, man, we got a great race here. This is Daniel Fedamari, Tani Jansen, and Giacomo Ettore all running in. That's 4th, 5th, and 6th. Right now we're looking at the 5th place car of Tani Jansen. He is sandwiched in between Daniel Fedamari, Giacomo Ettore. Good, tight battle here. Paul Holt up there as well. So these guys are roughly around 20 seconds back. Paul Holt's 18.5 seconds, and then you're looking at 20.8, almost 21 seconds back as far as Giacomo Ettore. On board here with Tani Jansen heading into the turns. You see Daniel Fedamari just ahead. Tani Jansen working that wheel, trying to look for an opening. Get your marks there, and then just behind him is Giacomo Ettore. You're looking out of the back of Tani Jansen's machine at that 5th place car, 6th place car. See how the numbers on the windshield, that's supposed to be the correct position. That is not correct. See Tani Jansen shown in 4th right there. He's actually in the 5th position. Oh, man, he is making a run at Daniel Fedamari right there. He missed that turn just a little bit, trying to make a run at him. And scrubs off a little bit of speed. Giacomo Ettore's right there. Take a look at Giacomo Ettore. He's going to dive into the turn, trying to make a pass. Tani Jansen off the track, and Giacomo Ettore picking up that spot. Tani Jansen off track. He recovers, but he gave up that spot. Man, I had a feeling there. That just set up there with Tani Jansen trying to make a run at Daniel Fedamari, and you see, comes off track right here. He's wide on that turn. He's in the kitty litter as now Fedamari gets by. Giacomo Ettore gets by now. Tani Jansen back out on track, and that is a mistake that was set up by him trying to make a run on Daniel Fedamari. Kind of threw off his rhythm, and Giacomo Ettore was there to pounce. Paul Holt running in the 3rd position. He's the leader of this little pack here. Fedamari in 4th, just behind him. Giacomo Ettore in 5th. Javier Conti. Giacomo Lapadula battling for position. Conti gets it. Oh, man, there they scraping paint. Javier gets by. Take a look at that, man. They were all over this, leaning on each other here. These guys are just flat out leaning on each other. Look at this. Javier makes some room. Giacomo Lapadula back to 8th position as Javier now up to 7th. How about that? These guys starting to make runs at each other here late in this race, and Luis Moreno still all over the back of Thomas Golan here with just under 9 minutes left to go. Take a look at Michael Brooks. He's having a good night here in the top 10, running in 9th. Sort of out there by himself right now. The next closest car behind him is Andre Rousseau, about 10 seconds back, so he's got a little bit of a buffer here. And maybe just hoping on, let's run good solid laps here and hope that some of these guys may have some trouble here late in the race, and I might pick up another position or two. Andre Rousseau running in the 10th position. Just out of the top 10 is Massimo Martin. He's actually running in the 11th spot in that number 3 car. So just under 8 minutes left to go. Jos van der Steren, man, he had an eventful night there just before pit stops unfolded. And now running in the 12th position. He is at 88 seconds back. With this battle here, Stefano De Nadal and Peter Lane. This is for the 13th position. Good tight battle there between the two of those guys. Peter Lane there diving it in, trying to get by. Tell you what, you better watch out. Stefano will cross you over. Look at that, man. He's fighting back. Stefano De Nadal is one of the best at just fighting back, man. I've seen him do this not only in these hypercars, but also the GT3 series season, man. That guy he is hard to pass. And when you do pass him, if you do pass him, you better watch out because he's going to cross you over. Stefano holds on to that spot. 13th position. Peter Lane in 14th. That's it, man. Look at this battle here. Giacomo Ettore, Daniele Vittamari. Giacomo Ettore trying to pick up 4th position, and he does. Daniele Vittamari now back to 5th as Giacomo drag racing him down the front stretch and gets that spot. How about that? Good battle right there. Giacomo Ettore in 4th. Daniele Vittamari now in 5th. Sure that battle is over. Peter Lane wanting to get by Stefano De Nadal on the outside line. Peter Lane get by. Oh, Thomas Golap's. Oh my God, did he just split the two of those guys? See, that's it, man. He ran up on some lap traffic right there at the wrong time. And look at this, man. This is Peter Lane trying to get by, and Thomas Golab is the 3rd car in line. He's the race leader right there. Those guys battling for position 2. And Peter Lane gets off track. They split and let Golab go by. Luis Moreno gets by as well. And Peter Lane is going to pick up that spot. That's just going to fire Stefano up, isn't it? That battle isn't over. That was a good little sequence there, but they did what they could to try to get out of the way. No change in positions there for the race leaders. But Luis Moreno all over the back of Thomas Golab right now. Thomas Golab, our race leader. Luis Moreno is in 2nd. Luis Moreno in that new paint scheme. Sporting it the other day. I saw him on Facebook, and he was sporting that paint scheme. Looking nice. The debut. A little cat and mouse game right now between the two of these guys. On board here with Luis Moreno all over the back of Thomas Golab. He is just looking for an opening. Thomas Golab needs a good race here. Keeps plugging away, and he just has some bad luck. Now the race leader. Luis Moreno, savvy driver, the points leader, just behind him, all over the back of him, and he is starting to make a run at him. He realizes it is time to go. Just under 4 minutes left to go. This is going to get good. Might be a last turn pass. Might be a drag race down the front stretch. Giacomo Ettore and Paul Holt now battling for position. Paul Holt moving that car forward. Well, that's Giacomo actually getting around Paul Holt. Take that back. So Giacomo Ettore moving that car forward. He's in the 3rd position. Paul Holt now back to 4th. Good pass there. He's in the 3rd position, Giacomo Ettore. I have a feeling that battle isn't over either. So he continued to move that car forward here late in the race. I just have a feeling this is going to come down to the last lap here. If this stays the way it is, down the front stretch here, Thomas Golab is the race leader with 3 minutes left to go, and he's got to be thinking, man, let's just get there. Let's just get there. He knows he cannot leave the door open for Luis Moreno. Now, Luis Moreno not going to race you dirty. You know, he is a very, very clean racer. Both these guys, very clean racers. But it got to be thinking that Thomas Golab is thinking, man, I am so close right now getting a race win. He has had a tough season. Luis Moreno is the points leader. Giacomo Ettore 19 seconds back in 3rd. So it's a battle between the two of these guys as long as they hit their marks. Two minutes left to go. On board with Luis Moreno in that lower right frame as he's trying to find an opening. Out braking. Maybe a little bit different line through the turns. Definitely going to get another lap in here, I think. Trying to outbrake him. He has not got much time left. If he's going to make a move, he's going to have to be in a hurry here as Luis Moreno is starting to climb up onto the back of Daniele Thomas Golab here. As we're starting to wind down the time, I think we got this. This is going to be the last lap, I believe. You're going to do it. You're going to do it now. And Luis Moreno driving that car into the turn. Thomas Golab holding serve. Giacomo Ettore back in that 3rd position. Paul Holt is 4th. Daniele Vidamari is 5th. Luis Moreno all over the back of Thomas Golab right now. And Thomas Golab, hang on. He has had a great race. Tell you what, man, he's going to leave that door open. He's going to leave that door open. Oh, man. Luis Moreno is there, man. He is there. This is going to come down to that last turn, I'm telling you. It's going to come down to the last turn. This is a heck of a battle here. This is 1 and 2. Oh, we got a lap car in the way. A lap car in the way. Oh, my gosh. And that may be a little bit of breathing room there for Thomas Golab. Luis Moreno right there. Climbing back up onto the back of him. Try to outbrake him here. Oh, man. Tell you what, I'm on the edge of my seat right now. This is a great battle. Thomas Golab, the race leader, off the turn. Is he going to take home the victory? He gets it. Thomas Golab gets the victory. Luis Moreno finishes in 2nd. My gosh. What a battle between the two of those guys. I mean, that was a great race between the two of those guys, man. Just an incredible race. How about that, huh? That's why Sim Racing Mania is the organization that it is, just the quality of the drivers that you get here. And I bet you Thomas Golab is ecstatic right now. Luis Moreno picking up that second place finish. Giacomo Attore is third. Holy smokes, that was great. Man, that was a great battle, man. I am so impressed with the way that race finished between the two of those guys. Thomas Golab gets a huge race victory. Definitely a good shot in his arm, man. But Luis Moreno, you got to really hand it to him. He raced him clean, made him earn it, took a run at him. But Thomas Golab was able to hold on. And that's saying something, really. I mean, when you start thinking about the savvy driver that Luis Moreno is, that is saying something there to hold on. See if we can't do a little adjusting of the screenshot there. That's not too bad. It's kind of hard sometimes to get these screenshots going. Let's see if we can't get our podium up here. There we go. Thomas Golab, the winner. Luis Moreno finishes in the second position. Giacomo Attore finishes in third. Wow. What a great race there. Slovakiaring winner, Thomas Golab. And I'll tell you, with that second place finish, I just think it's, you're in a situation now, unless some catastrophe happens, and I think even if a catastrophe happens, I think Luis Moreno is going to be able to pull off this championship. But, great job, man. Just a great race all around. Adjust the adjust that name there a little bit. So the race winner here tonight at Slovakiaring is Thomas Golab. See if we can't get a little bit of a interview with these folks. The Gaming Freak is joining us. Not that, I think I saw him in the hallway today. I don't normally see him. Thanks for coming in. There's some folks here in the booth.
It was very behind them.
All right, hey, Thomas.
Hey.
My God, man, you got it.
At least. Woohoo.
I had to think that you might have been pretty nervous there toward the end.
Oh, it was pretty nervous ending, but what can I say? I had it under control because Luis was in my dirty air all the times. The biggest worry for me was the lap cars, which were sometimes pretty difficult to overtake. but still the race was very, very, very fun and very intensive for me because we were under the second for the almost whole race with Lewis. I pitted two laps earlier than him, and I was stuck behind traffic. And that 2 laps gave Lewis advantage at the end because he had fresher tires.
Well, I was actually focusing on a pass there, or a battle there. It was going on, quite a ways behind you guys. As you guys came up on the 2 of those folks, I can't even remember who it was now, but they split apart there and let you guys through. It was just surprised the crap out of me, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I was just praying, let me by, let me by. I saw Lewis in my mirror, so I flashed with lights, and they just, as you said, split it up.
Well, Luis Moreno finished in second here, had a great night, and talk about that battle there you had with Thomas, Luis. That had to be fun.
Yeah, definitely. I just had to keep up with him for the race, knowing my rivals are actually at the back. I was actually keeping a close eye on Daniel Vidimare because I know he would do that early undercut again. So as soon as he pitted, I started to time my pit stop right, but also at the same time saving my tires because this track is so hard on the left front, especially in so many high-speed corners here. Plus, not to mention, I have to be careful on that third jump in sector 2, so I don't end up having the car flying.
Yeah, I was thinking about the same. I was looking at Daniela when he will pit. And when I saw he pitted, I decided to because I was worried that he will be so fast that he can overtake.
Yeah, but apparently traffic was also a factor. I think they got.
The good thing about this track is it's pretty forgiving too if you make a mistake. Although you've got sand and grass there, but you have a fairly decent amount of room to be able to recover and get it back on the track without getting any damage.
Yes, the sand, those sand traps are pretty good because they are slowing down the car very, 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 very high, and you can make a mistake here, but you will lose so much time. Luckily, this time me and Lewis, I think, didn't make any mistake. It was very, very clean race for.
Well, we got Michael Brooks in here as well. Javier, Michael, talk a little bit about your race. Looks like you had a pretty eventful one there, but kind of maintaining that top 10 run there tonight. You're up in that definitely in that top half.
Hi Heath, I don't know how I finished as high as I did, to be perfectly honest. I qualified 16 and I was driving terribly. Then as soon as I put the mediums on, I just came alive. Like I was under a second away from the fastest lap of the race on medium tyres, which I don't know how that's possible. But annoyingly, by the time I was actually fast, I was about 20 seconds behind the guy in front, and about 10 seconds ahead of the guy behind me. So I had a very lonely second half of the race. But yeah, happy to finish ninth in the end.
And Javier, talk a little bit about your race here tonight as well.
Well, qualifying third, so close to the others, was a first for me. It was very emotional, to start at the front for the first time. But I really ruined my race at the first lap with a stupid mistake. And you said that it's forgiving the track. Well, I chose the wrong place in which to make a mistake. I hit the guardrail and I somewhat damaged my car. Then I was pretty happy, pretty consistent. But of course, I was third and found myself 10th. So it was a little bit upwards.
It seemed to be really hard to pass here tonight because maybe you know, the track being so forgiving, you could really drive it pretty hard into the turns. Talk about the, you know, how you guys felt there with trying to make some passes.
I think the most important thing was to be fast in Sector 2, be as close as you can in Sector 2, and then be close at the straight in Sector 3, and not the start-finish straight, but that straight after third jump, after last jump. In second to last corner, it was most easy to overtake on this track. I did some overtakes there. Lewis also. I don't know how others. Lewis tried to do the same in turn 1 on me and turn 8, but I think it was very, very hard to do it there.
I thought turn 1 was the easiest place to overtake. That's the one place I was found the easiest.
Turn 1?
Yeah, I just had a massive. I had the 3 times I had a monster run out the final corner. I got the guy every time.
Yeah, the key to overtake was into 1 was good exit from last corner, second to last corner.
For some reason, I was very good on the brakes. I had terrible acceleration. But yeah, because I'm good on the brakes, I can just make it stick. Although there was a couple of times towards the end of the race, I nearly understood into the pit lane entirely, which was quite scary.
Yeah, I also overtook in turn 1, exiting good at the last corner, and it has been pretty easy, and also thanks to Giacomo Torre for the clean racing. He just gave me the space.
Yeah, Luis, it seems like you know, you have to come in here with the mindset. I know you want to win every race, but you definitely got to come in with this mindset here, knowing that you have a pretty good lead, and you know, barring any catastrophes over a 3-race period, and a lot of guys have to have a heck of a lot of luck here. You had to be pretty confident coming into this race, and now going into the last 2 here, as far as this championship is concerned.
Yeah, exactly. I wasn't really expecting, or actually wasn't really gunning to win this race because, number one, I had some ballast, so I know Thomas had quite some advantage, and second, I definitely know I could not afford having to make a big mess up, knowing that Daniel's also quick, Paul's also quick, and they were quick in qualifying, and they were not far behind, so I just had to maintain a good pace. Honestly, my target for this race was just around the top 5, but P2 is a good bonus.
Well, that was a great race. I had a feeling there were going to be 3 or 4 times in that last lap you were going to make a run at him, and you did. But you know, Thomas did a great job there holding serve, and I was trying to put myself in Thomas's shoes. Not that I've ever actually been, you know, in that position to win a race like that, but I was trying to put myself in your shoes, and I kept thinking, man, he's got to be shaking. I mean, he's probably grabbing onto that wheel and you know, ripping it off the out of the base there.
I must say it wasn't so bad. I was pretty chilled before the last lap. Last lap was only the most nervous part for me. But Michael heard. We were in voice channel that it wasn't as bad as you.
You didn't sound that calm, if I'm honest, Thomas.
Oh, come on!
Get out of the way! Get out of the way!
Yeah, I can see him flashing his headlights towards the back marker so frantically.
Yeah, every time I had lapped cars in front of me, Lewis was coming so fast, and I just flashed flashlights on them.
Yeah, I was just sort of trying to couple, you know what I would feel like given the tough luck you've had here with a little bit of the GT3 series and then this series as well. It's just like, man, let's just get a win here. Let's get a top 5. Let's get a win. Let's just not get into a lap car.
Yeah, it's true. In Black Pain, I had so much bad luck. In this series, to be honest, the Laguna Seca was the most disappointing for me because there was only technical problems with my wheel, with rFactor 2 itself. On Daytona I was second, but it could be win also for me because I had a good pace there, and when server just crashed. In Suzuka, oh, that was a nightmare. I had connections problems, and it went very, very badly for me. Last race also, I want to forget about it. I hope the next races will be good for me.
Well, we have Antonello Mastro in here. You want to talk a little bit about your race tonight?
Master, have you got push to talk enabled?
Well, I guess not.
I swear every race he does it.
Mastro, devi premere il push to talk, se no non ti si sente.
Oh, that sounds beautiful.
Where did Mastro finish, Chief?
I don't know. I forgot to take a screenshot of the thing. I was so excited of the finish there. I forgot to take a picture of the standings. It doesn't. When you guys close out of the server, it gets rid of the standings here for me. But normally I take a picture of them with my camera, with my phone, and I forgot.
I can check quickly.
I need an assistant. I need a graphics department, I need an assistant, I need a stats person.
By the way, for taking screenshots, also for the starting point, etc., I put the graphic settings to anti-alias 5 and post-effects and everything to ultra to have high quality. And today, while racing, I had very low FPS because I forgot to reset it.
Oh,
And
yeah.
you were in VR, so it was annoying, probably.
Yeah, in VR, it's actually demanding on the graphic card in an extreme way.
I must say that I'm most happy that I can see now my name in your stream here.
Awesome. Here's what I do. During the broadcast, I will drop that down to low on the post effects. Anti-aliasing is all the way up for me, but I find that if I free up the camera and try to zoom in, if I have high post effects, the blurring is bad. You know, it blurs sort of on that one car, and then it's just not realistic.
Sorry, did you were you talking to me?
Well, you were.
I was typing in the chat. Sorry,
Oh, that's okay.
because I just learned that Daniele Vidimari hit me. I didn't notice, to be honest, because I was also hitting the guardrail. So I was telling him I'm sorry to have ruined his race too.
Yeah, I think he snuck through and just barely caught you between you and the guardrail.
Yeah, and we must say something about qualifying, which was very, very exciting because top 4 was in the 1/10 of the second. So, that race and that whole weekend was really, really amazing.
Well, what do we got coming up next? I should probably know this.
Now, I believe.
Portimao, yeah.
Well, how do you guys feel about that track coming up?
No feelings yet. I don't know it really well, so I must try to do some laps.
I think You go.
It's been a while since I drove in Portimao. Kinda like the track, it has a nice flow to it. Looking for...
If I recall, is it very wavy? I've driven it once, I think. I just remember it being like a roller coaster almost.
Yeah, it's something like that. Especially the middle sector, so many banked corners.
Are there many jumps?
No, probably not this time. Not that.
I must say I pretty like Slovakiaring. It's one of my favorite tracks, so I'm pretty happy that I win here. I hope Portimao will be also one of my favorite track after.
Yeah, I didn't know Slovakiaring, to be honest. Never raced here, but I really fell in love with it.
I was going to say, Thomas, did I see a video of you in practice jumping and then taking out all the cones?
Yeah, it happened quite a lot of times in practice.
Heath, I've got to ask, how many people did a loop-de-loop Tony Hawk style? There were so many opportunities for that.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I saw somebody with the back end of their car, I think it might have been the spoiler, dragging the ground.
Yeah, that's peak RF2 physics right there.
I thought they were going to rake the sand.
Jovi, have you driven Portimao?
I have not.
Me neither.
I'll say I'm looking forward to Imola because it's the only track I know left. Even though I'm terrible at that.
Yeah, Imola, I like that track.
We will see how Senna will be will behave on those tracks, because this car is, I must say, really difficult on some tracks, especially where there are many slow corners. It has great grip in fast corners, but in slow corners it struggles badly, especially on the tires.
Well, I'm going to be excited to watch it. Maybe you'll get 2 in a row. I would imagine that you guys will all be back up front next week with 2 races to go. This has been a great season so far, and I'm excited for next week. So good luck to you the rest of the season, and we'll see you next week.
See you, Heath, and thank you for a great job as always.
Thanks, Heath. Take care, mate.
All right, that is the crew joining us there. Javier Conti, Michael Brooks, Thomas Golab, Luis Moreno all joining us up there in the booth. I probably missed somebody there along the line, but man, well, it's a great race or a great series here, and that was a great race to watch. And I tell you what, that battle there on the last lap was just incredible. I'd say the last segment, the last 10, 15 laps between the two of those guys. I just had a feeling that Luis Moreno was definitely going to be making a run at him. He did. It kept him honest. But the other thing to think about here is just how clean Luis Moreno ran him. He definitely could have gotten into the back of him, gotten him a little bit, kind of sideways and made a pass there, but he raced him clean, and that speaks to a lot of the way that Luis Moreno just races people, and also Thomas Golab too. He's not gonna wreck you to try to win the race. He's not gonna try to block you, that type of thing. These guys just race. They're very, very good racers, and they're gonna race you clean. And that was a great battle between the two of those guys. Well, don't forget, tomorrow night we'll be back at it, man, with the Ironman Racing Series. It's race number 3 in that first season of 2020, Iowa Speedway. A little short track action. I think we're looking at about a mile in length there. So this is a Alex Cootie track. He made this track, and I want to say kudos to Alex for all his help in trying to help me along at making a track too. I've been learning how to do 3ds Max, and I should also send a shout out to Mike Schreiner too, and his work in helping me, answering questions and giving me some guidance and so forth. But Alex made this track, and I'm excited to see these guys in the Ironman Racing Series get out on this track with the tire rule. This is a series where you get you only have a limited number of tires you can use throughout the course of the race. 157 laps, and this track is a little tough on tires, so it'll be interesting to see. Last race was incredible. That was Atlanta Motor Speedway, a Mike Schreiner track, as a matter of fact, and that came down to the last lap, and it was a near photo finish there at the end. So you definitely want to check that out on the YouTube channel there in the Ironman Racing Series playlist. I want to say thanks so much for coming out here to the YouTube channel, although I'm not signed in up there, you see. But thanks so much for coming in and checking out TurnLeft TV. Greatly appreciate all of your support. If you'd like, please share these videos with your friends. You can hit that subscribe button if you haven't already done so. And then normally there's a little bell up there, but I'm not signed in here. So the bell to the right is subscribe. And then if you'd like to make a donation to TurnLeft TV, you can click on the link up in the banner there and make a donation right through PayPal. Easy peasy. Well, congratulations to Thomas Golab, man. I had it. There was a little part of me, man. I was rooting for him. I try to be impartial, but I know how bad he wanted to get this win, and really kind of wipes away the funk, so to speak, of having some of those bad races and the bad luck and so forth. So congratulations to him, and I know he'll be back at it next week, maybe trying to make it 2 in a row. Well, that's going to do it for us tonight here on TurnLeft TV. Thanks to all those folks who came in and chatted tonight. Wait a minute, we got to throw them up here, man, before I go. Look at that. We got guys in here congratulating each other. Thomas Golab in here saying, thanks, Heath. Hey, no problem, man. Race was very interesting. Luis Moreno congratulating Thomas. Forever Westlife in here as well. But thanks so much for coming in. All the chatters and all the people watching the races, thanks so much for coming in. And that's going to do it for us tonight. We'll see you next time. I'm out of here.